me.
Yeah.
Tell me, what does the bye do for you and your teammates?
Yeah, look, it's really important. I think the season, the length of it these days is and the way the games are played. It's important to have a physical and a mental break. In saying that, it's not really a break; it's just an opportunity to freshen up. And for anyone who's got any niggling injuries or are coming back from injuries, it's a good time to either accelerate your program or have a little bit of a rest. So, guys are enjoying being back at the club today, and we've got to get ourselves back into focusing on a game in 7 days' time.
How are you welcomed back?
How was I welcome back?
How were the boys welcome back this morning, training-wise?
Yeah, well, we just had a training session outside. Now, look, over the break we still trained. It's just obviously your own program or in groups together. The boys usually catch up, but in terms of the footy contested stuff, we were outside today, which was good to get back into it. But it certainly goes quick enough not to realise you're away for too long. So guys enjoy being back though, and ready to go for hopefully next week.
Was it a full main training session, or was it a light ease back in?
Yeah, no, we'll fully into what we're doing. So we'll obviously have our program. Well, since we finished the game last week and we recovered a little bit from that, but then we accelerated early on in this week, and today was an extension of that, and we'll do the same leading into the game next week.
Are you happy with the structure of the bye round, Tommy? Would you like two, or what would you prefer as a player? Yeah, look,
I'm just pleased we've got one. For starters, but obviously, as I said, the game's coming even more difficult than ever before on the body. But we're very fortunate we've got a bye, and the players really scream out for it. But all I'm saying, we're lucky that we got our bye, and we really enjoy it.
Do you think there is a need to find 2 mid-season byes though for every team, and maybe get rid of that bye before that sort of break between the end of the regular season and the start of the finals?
Yeah, look, I'm not too sure. I know that's a trial they've run with the last few years, or they've just implemented last year. But that'd be something for them to work out. But we're grateful that we've at least got one bye. So to be too greedy and ask for too many more or too many less, I'm not too sure how that'll play out. But over the next few years, but we're grateful that we've got one, and there's not really too much you can read into it.
You've been around for a while. Physically, one bye is generally all you find that you need going into a final series?
Yeah, I think so. For me personally, I can only say that, but it is important, obviously, to those byes do give opportunities for the best players to get back out in the field. So, I think that would be one of the strategies around the bye after the end of the season, going to the finals, give an opportunity for teams to get their best players out there and ready to go and see the best footy played.
A couple of those boys that have had that chance, I suppose, this break, Mitchy McGovern, would be one that he'd be, I suppose, training reasonably hard for the next week.
Yeah, it's a funny one. I mean, Mitch played last weekend, so he obviously it's one where he gives his body a rest after one game back, but obviously we'd like to keep rolling into another game. But he played really well the other night in the sandful and had a strong performance. So that was really encouraging for him, and he's rode back to recovery.
Could create a squeeze though, couldn't it?
What was that, sorry?
He could create a pretty big squeeze. I mean, Andy's been playing quite well, but you kind of think it'd be hard to balance all three of them, or especially with Mitch when he's fit.
Yeah, it's a really good problem to have. We've had some great pressure for spots this year, and it's been probably a theme for the last few years, to be honest. And there's a number of guys putting their hand up, for senior selection. And last week, obviously, with John O'Beach coming in, it shows really that we've got some really good players, ready to step in and perform when needed. So it was really exciting for him to play the way he did, and the other one that comes to mind, obviously, is Huey Greenwood, who started his career about a month ago now.
Been super, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been super, really important for us. Really encouraging of what those guys can produce.
Is there any reflection over the bye? Did you have a mid-year review or?
Not as yet. I mean, we're always reflecting after probably each game or each collective month. But I'm sure at some stage we'll go over that. But the good thing for us is, because we play next Thursday night, it sort of comes around pretty quickly. So then you have sort of a longer break after that Thursday game as well. So it's almost like we'll have two stints without having one big long break. So it almost will feel like we're a part of this week's round of footy, but we're not.
So does it mean that Saturday is probably the main training session going into the Hawthorn game, or is there another one in between there?
Yeah, we'll have a few more training sessions. I think we'll train Saturday morning, and it's obviously with a Thursday game, it takes that out a little bit out of whack your normal week, but we'll be ready to go.
Does it offer you, I suppose, extra time to look at Hawthorn and prepare for them, or do you sort of stick to the same routine as usual?
Yeah, look, we'll stick to the same routine, definitely. We'll prepare the same way, and what it just does is gives blokes, as I said, in that early period after the St Kilda game, a chance to rest and recover and get themselves right, and then we'll have the same approach going into the Hawthorn game. But it certainly does give the coaches and players a little bit more time to think about them for sure. But we have the luxury as well of playing them early on in the year, so I think it's the first time we played second up. So we'll be looking forward to playing next Thursday night at home.
With your teammates out in the western suburbs, down the bay, Lynch, did any of them also just turn up at some 5th grade footy during the time off and have a bit of a training session?
Nah, yeah, I saw that Eddie went down to the local club, and guys, I'm sure would really like to go back and train. There's not too many opportunities where guys get to do that, but I'd like to get to Haileybury every now and then and have a run around there, but. It doesn't always work out that way.
Hey, with just back on Mitch quickly, he was obviously had his game time managed last week with the sample, still kicked 4 goals, and what you said was pretty impressive. Yep. Is he ready to come back this week up against Hawthorn, do you think? Or?
From what I saw with the way he played, yeah, certainly, but there's obviously some steps that he needs to go through to get himself right, and that's from a physical standpoint, and get himself right for a game of AFL footy. So as you said, he's on limited game time, and as a step back in the furnace of an AFL game, he needs to I think a few more hurdles to get through. But the break gives him that opportunity as well. So that he's been training pretty hard, and that'll be something up for match committee.
What about the seed? He's one of the most popular players at the club. A lot of people want to see him back.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of thing, still more hurdles to jump for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that was his first game on the weekend, and it's been a long journey for him since coming back this off season. So he's been really patient and worked really hard at obviously getting his body right, and we know what he can bring to our side, and we probably at times get a little bit impatient because how good a player he is and how much we'd like him back. But he's been really, really good with his rehab, and Kyle Chaney's another one who's played for a couple of weeks now, and he was in a similar boat. So those guys have really worked hard together, and hopefully it would be good to see them back out there soon.
You've been on top of the ladder for much of the year now. Are you getting better at dealing with the fact that you are the hunted team almost every week? They get up for you now.
Yeah, look, I'm not too sure it's about the top of the ladder sort of thing, but we had a little bit of a patch where we didn't play some great footy, so we're always looking to improve, and we got a couple of reality checks along that sort of the last month sort of period where we needed to play some better footy. So I'm not sure whether that's because we were hunted or if we just didn't play well enough as we should, and so it's an area we've been reviewing pretty hard and challenging each other to get better at, and felt on the weekend that we took some strides forward in that aspect, and obviously I think the Fremantle game in the wet as well, we made some inroads in what we're trying to achieve, but we've got a lot of work to do, and hopefully the next month we can really set up the rest of our season.
When you say you challenge each other to get better, Lynch, how do you do that?
I think all clubs would be pretty similar, Theo, and we're a club that at the moment we're not satisfied with sort of what we've been able to achieve this year thus far. Look, we've obviously put ourselves in a strong position to launch into the second half, but we're always challenging ourselves as players and coaches to improve, and hopefully we can keep that improvement growing.
Is that stuff like just demanding more?
Oh, look, it's stuff. Yeah, it's just stuff which will just stay in the house, I reckon.
Do you know, like you said, you had a couple of ordinary matches in the middle there. Are you getting better at noticing what the warning signs are when, as in, it could be contested ball, if that's down, or that's got to be fixed quickly. It could be something else. Are you getting better at recognising where you need to lift when you're playing badly?
I feel like a number of times during this year we've been challenging games, or things aren't going our way and we've been able to turn it around. you want to be able to recognise that within the game, and instead of working it out on a Monday morning after when you're reviewing. But certainly the games that we haven't performed well in this year, the focus has been on the contest. But at the same time, you know, I think we lead the league in contested ball, so it's a real strength of ours. And when we don't play that way, we're not going to get the result we're after. So you know, we're pretty clear on what makes us play our best footy, and if we can bring you know, that most weeks, then it's going to go a long way to giving us a result. But if we've found if we're, you know, 5% off, then, you know, teams of the competition's that even these days that you're going to get found out. So and I just think you can see that with the results across the league.
Literally, just one final one before I let you go. There's been a lot of talk this week about runners, obviously with you know, with Nick Maxwell at GWS. Do you feel like there's still a point in the game for runners, or should we sort of get rid of them altogether?
Yeah, I don't want to. Matty Bowe might lose his job, but I reckon. Yeah, I think it's been blown up a little bit. You know, they still play an important role. I think the coaches have more of an idea than anyone else. But yeah, I still think that, you know, one runner is not the be all and end all or a big issue. So they're doing a good job, and hopefully Matty can stay in her job. Do teams
use, as a follow up though? Do teams use them as an advantage, like putting them in kick-out situations?
I've never heard anything like that. No.
Okay.
Have you been balked by a runner though?
What's that?
Have you been balked by a runner though?
Balked by a runner? No, I haven't.
You know, when you go to kick, you think,
No, I've never noticed them unless I'm getting a spray.